Welcome to the longest running quiz show in the area. Categories. High school students compete to answer questions on topics from art to science, history to current events. And now, here's your categories host, John Bartell.
Hi, welcome to Categories. Today we're bringing you a great matchup between a Blue Valley School and a Shawnee Mission School as the Blue Valley Southwest Timberwolves, coached by Caitlin Donahue, take on the Shawnee Mission East Lancers, coached by Nate Southwick. Let's go ahead and meet our contestants first from Southwest.
I'm John. I'm a junior.
Hi, I'm Ferris. I'm a junior.
I'm Jordan. I'm a sophomore.
I'm Claire. I'm a senior.
I'm Josette. I'm a junior.
And our competitors from East.
I'm Stuart. I'm a senior.
I'm Ian. I'm a junior.
I'm Brian. I'm a senior.
I'm Nat. I'm a senior.
I'm Charlie. I'm a freshman.
All right, fantastic. 5 for 5 for both teams. That's really good stuff. All right. So here we go. In the first round of categories, we will take turns answering questions. If a team answers correctly, of course, they will earn a point for their school. If they answer incorrectly, the other team will get a chance to steal the category. We did a coin toss before we started recording, and it was won by Shawnee Mission East. So East, here is the first category. It is science, specifically geology. The rock at the bottom of the Grand Canyon Gorge are more than 2 billion years old. To which of the three basic types of rock do they belong? Nat?
Sedimentary.
They're not sedimentary. Timberwolves, you have a chance to steal this geology question. The rocks at the bottom of the Grand Canyon Gorge are more than 2 billion years old. To which of the three basic rock types do they belong? John?
Metamorphic.
They're actually igneous. Timberwolves, you do get a chance, or you do get the next category. It is general knowledge, specifically food. What makes shish kebab different from ordinary roasted or barbecued meat? John?
It's on a stick.
It's on a stick or a skewer. Coming back to you, Lancers. Literature is the category. Name any of the 6 historical novels by Gore Vidal. Time. Timberwolves, chance to steal this literature category. Name any of the 6 historical novels by Gore Vidal. Apparently his works aren't as popular with you guys. Burr, 1876, Empire, Hollywood, Lincoln, and Washington, D.C. are the 6. Timberwolves, we are staying with you. Geography, U.S. geography specifically. The Missouri River runs through Pierre, the capital of South Dakota. What river runs through Bismarck, the capital of North Dakota? Jordan?
Mississippi.
It's not the Mississippi. Lancers, chance to steal this U.S. geography category. The Missouri River runs through Pierre, the capital of South Dakota. What river runs through Bismarck, the capital of North Dakota? Brian?
Deadwood.
I'm sorry, that also is incorrect. Happens to be the same river, the Missouri River. Lancers, we are staying with you. Musicals is the category. What Broadway show ends with 2 acquitted murderesses dancing to the Hot Honey Rag? Nat?
Chicago.
It is Chicago. Coming back to you, Southwest, sports and games is the category. Which was the first African country to qualify for a World Cup back in 1934? Claire?
South Africa.
It's not South Africa. Lancers, chance to steal this sports and games category. Which was the first African country to qualify for a World Cup back in 1934? Ian?
Ethiopia.
It's not Ethiopia. Egypt. Staying with you, East, mathematics is the category. What is the shape of each face of a dodecahedron? Brian?
Pentagon.
It is a pentagon. Timberwolves, coming back to you with language word origins. From the Latin word meaning shield, this English word was once used to label a member of the gentry class. It is now commonly used as a title courtesy after a lawyer's name. What is it? Time. Lancers, chance to steal this language word origins category. From the Latin word meaning shield. Ian.
Esquire.
Esquire is correct. Staying with you, Lancers, another language question. In what country do the people speak English with an accent known as brogue? Nat?
Ireland.
Ireland is correct. Southwest, coming back to you with science. A reaction between an alcohol and an acid produces an ester and what else? John?
Water.
Water. Very good. Lancers, sports. Auto racing is the category. Who made headlines and magazine covers in 2005 for finishing 4th at the Indy 500? Nat?
Danica Patrick.
It is Danica Patrick. Southwest, back to you with ancient history. What empire controlled most of Asia and Eastern Europe in the late 13th century? Claire?
The Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth.
I cannot accept that. Lancers, chance to steal this ancient history question. What empire controlled most of Asia and Eastern Europe in the late 13th century? Ian?
Mongol.
The Mongols. Staying with you, East. Government and economics is the category. In which month do annual Supreme Court sessions begin? Stuart?
March.
It is not March. Timberwolves, chance to steal this government and economics question. In which month do annual Supreme Court sessions begin? Ferris?
July.
It's not July. October. October. We are staying with you, Timberwolves. Literature is the category. It's a long question, so make sure we're paying attention here. This son of a wealthy man of letters became one of the most important novelists of the 19th century. One of his most popular tales involves the supernatural possession of 2 youngsters who have been entrusted to the care of a morally courageous governess. Name the author of The Turn of the Screw. Time. East, you have a chance to steal this literature category. This son of a wealthy man of letters became one of the most important novelists of the 19th century. One of his most popular tales involves the supernatural possession of 2 youngsters who have been entrusted to the care of a morally courageous governess. Name the author of the book, The Turn of the Screw. Henry James. Henry James. A lot of reading for no points. All right, here we go. Lancers, coming back to you. General knowledge for both teams. Or, excuse me, for the Lancers. This plant's name is derived from the French name for lion's tooth. It has smooth leaves with coarse notches and a golden yellow head. What is it called? Nat?
Dandelion.
It's a dandelion. Timberwolves, music terminology. Paris, Hofner, and Prague are all nicknames given to works by Mozart of what musical form? Time. East, you have a chance to steal this music category. Paris, Hofner, and Prague are all nicknames given to works by Mozart of what musical form? Nat?
Symphony.
They are all symphonies. Very good. Lancers, staying with you with current events. With both the gubernatorial and Senate races too close to call, an automatic recount. Stuart?
Florida.
In Florida. Southwest. Government and economics is the category. Which amendment prohibits the government from denying a citizen the right to vote based on their race, color, or previous condition? Claire?
The 14th Amendment.
Sorry, cannot accept that. Stuart?
15th.
It's the 15th. Very good. We are staying with you, Lancers. U.S. geography is the category. Over parts of what 5 states would you fly on a direct flight between Atlanta and Houston? I need 5 states. Nat?
Texas, Florida, Louisiana, Mississippi, and Georgia.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Timberwolves, chance to steal this U.S. geography question. Over parts of what 5 states would you fly on a direct flight between Atlanta and Houston? Ferris.
Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Texas.
Those are the 5. Southwest, staying with you, mathematics is the next category. Which plane figure is defined as a polygon with exactly 4 angles, all of whom are equal? Ferris?
Square.
We cannot accept square. Lancers, chance to steal this mathematics question. Which plane figure is defined as any polygon with exactly 4 angles, all of whom are equal? Stuart?
A rectangle?
It has to be a rectangle in this case. Lancers, we are staying with you. World history is the category. Porfirio Diaz successfully defended the city of Puebla from an attack led by General Latrille. In Spanish, identify the date in 1862 on which this attack was repulsed. Brian?
Cinco de Mayo.
It is Cinco de Mayo. Coming back to you, Timberwolves, current events is the category. President Trump and more than 60 other world leaders were in which country to honor those fought in the 2 wars on the 100th anniversary of the end of World War I? Claire?
France.
They were in France. Back to you, Lancers. Mathematics is the category. If we have 2 unknowns, how many equations do we need to solve for both of them? Charlie?
2.
We need 2. Back to you, Timberwolves. Government and law is the category. What 4-letter verb means to incite or encourage someone to commit a crime? Time. Lancers, chance to steal this government and law question. What 4-letter verb means to incite or encourage someone to commit a crime? Abet, A-B-E-T. Lancers, staying with you, fine arts and sculpture is the category. Though there are now dozens of casts of Rodin's famous sculpture around the world, it had a much smaller origin. He originally created a 70-centimeter version in 1880 as the central component of a bigger sculptural work called The Gates of Hell. Inspired by Dante's Inferno, this first piece was called The Poet. But what is it known by now? Stuart?
The Thinker?
It is The Thinker. Timberwolves, you have the next category. It is literature. Better known for a novel portraying the guilt feelings of an American Jewish son, he also wrote Letting Go, My Life as a Man, The Ghostwriter, and The Counterlife. Name this modern author. Claire?
James Patterson.
It's not James Patterson. Lancers, you have a chance to steal this literature question. Better known for a novel portraying the guilt feelings of an American Jewish son, he also wrote Letting Go, My Life as a Man, The Ghostwriter, and The Counterlife. Name this modern author. Philip Roth. Philip Roth is that. That siren in the middle of that question did denote the end of our first round, and we have a halftime score of Shawnee Mission East 14 to Blue Valley Southwest 4. At this part of our program, we will go to a representative from each squad as they will give us a campus update. And Claire, you are giving us the update for Southwest. So how are the Timberwolves?
We're doing well. Our boys soccer team won state and didn't let any other team score a single point. Our repertory theater is opening their performance of The Seagull tonight, and we're holding a school-wide harvesters competition to see who can collect the most cans.
Oh, fantastic. I love that service. That's good stuff. And not a single goal allowed by the soccer team.
No.
That's really impressive, really impressive. Right, Shawnee Mission East, it looks like Stuart, you are giving us the update for the Lancers. So how are things over at 75th and Mission?
Well, we just finished up our fall play, Medea. Then we've raised 10,000 cans for our can drive. Our soccer team placed third at state. Our cross country just got third at state as well. And then our football team played its last game.
And the football team did pretty well, though, right?
They did
made it to
fairly
the semifinals, I believe, or
Yeah.
the quarterfinals. So good job by both schools. I love how lots of things happening, lots of ways kids can get engaged. All right, as we begin our second round, it is our lightning round in which we place questions on the floor for either team to answer. And as we always do on here categories, we will start our lightning round with our look and listen question. It is worth 2 points. We will be displaying it here on a monitor or on this case may be over the speakers, and we will actually have it be enabled for those who are watching at home. And the look and listen question, once again, is worth 2 points. When someone rings in, we do have to stop the audio or video and go from that point forward. So both teams, here we go. Here is our look and listen question. Name the composer and librettist team of the following opera.
Your desks and never go to sea, and you all may be rulers of the Queen's Navy. Swing those desks and never go to sea, and you all may be rulers of the Queen's Navy.
All right, there we go. Nat, go ahead.
Gilbert and Sullivan.
Gilbert and Sullivan, very good, very good. All right, it's 2 points to East on that, and now we are going to the remainder of the lightning round. We'll place questions on the floor for either team to answer. If they respond correctly, of course, they earn a point. If not, the other team still gets a chance to steal. U.S. history for both teams. The Coinage Act of February 12th, 1873, also known as the Crime of 73, demonetized what metal? Stuart.
Silver.
It is silver. Science, biology. In which organ of the human body does the vitreous humor act as an internal support? John?
The liver?
It is not the liver. Lancers, chance to steal this science and biology question. In which organ of the human body does the vitreous humor act as an internal support? Brian?
The stomach?
It's not the stomach. It's the eyeball. The eyeball. Both teams, geography is the category. Which South American country has the oldest road? Jordan?
Chile?
It's not Chile. Lancers? Nat?
Brazil.
It's not Brazil. It's Peru, built by the Incas. Both teams, U.S. history, specifically presidents. Who was the first president to be photographed by Matthew Brady? Claire?
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln, very good. General knowledge for both teams. The largest known blue sapphire, weighing in at 536 carats, can be found at the American Museum of Natural History in New York. It is known as the star of what Central Asian country? Claire?
Iran.
No, it's not the star of Iran. Lancers, you do have a chance to steal this general knowledge question. The largest known blue sapphire, weighing in at 536 carats, can be found at the American Museum of Natural History in New York. It is known as the star of what Central Asian country? Nat?
India.
It is India. Both teams, science is the category. Carborundum, C-A-R-B-O-R-U-N-D-U-M, gets a 9 on the Mohs scale. What gets a 10? Ian?
Diamond.
Diamond, very good. U.S. history. Who was the Secretary of Defense in the President Kennedy administration? Nat?
Lyndon B. Johnson.
It is not Lyndon Johnson. Timberwolves, chance to steal this U.S. history question. Who was the Secretary of Defense during President Kennedy's administration? Robert McNamara. At this time in our second round, we are going to do our team theme huddle, which is new for categories this year, in which I will ask 2 questions. Teams are allowed to confer, and their team captain must be the one to ring in and give both answers. If they do not give both answers correctly, the other team will get a chance to steal. That is worth 2 points. So here we go, team theme huddle, and you guys may start conferring at any time, but you may want to make sure that you hear both questions. Question 1. If the square root of a whole number is not a whole number, then it's what kind of numbers or number? 2, what is the greatest common factor of 84 and 36? Stuart.
For the first question, irrational, and for the second one, 12.
Those are both correct, yes. Back to our regular lightning round questions. Both teams, world history is the category. In what country was Benito Mussolini trying to reach? Stuart?
Germany?
I'm sorry, it is not Germany. Southwest, chance to steal this world history question. What country was Benito Mussolini trying to reach when he was killed by Italian partisans? John?
Spain?
It's not Spain. He was trying to reach Switzerland. Switzerland. Music for both teams. During the 60s, what Motown trio was second only to the Beatles in #1 records? Nat?
The Supremes.
It is the Supremes. Government and economics for both teams. We need a specific answer for this one. What form of government requires citizens to vote on all government actions? Stuart?
Direct democracy.
Direct democracy. Yeah, very good. The direct was the key on that one. Both teams, science is the category. Does a food chain always begin with a plant, fungus, animal, or bacteria? Nat?
Bacteria.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Timberwolves, chance to steal this science category. Does a food chain always begin with a plant, fungus, animal, or bacteria? Jordan?
Plant.
It is a plant. Next category for both teams, language, Japanese. Here we go. For the Japanese, only family or close friends address each other by their first names. Casual friends, however, may add what to the end of each other's? Nat?
Honorifics.
Excuse me?
Honorifics.
I cannot accept that. Timberwolves, you do have a chance to steal this Japanese language category. For the Japanese, only family or close friends address each other by their first names. Casual friends, however, may add what to each other's last names as a sign of friendship. Claire?
Kun?
Cannot accept that. We're looking for the word san, S-A-N. World geography for both teams. Herculaneum is on the other side of the mountain from what famous city? Charlie?
Pompeii.
Pompeii. General knowledge for both teams. The diameter of the bore of a barrel of a firearm determines its what? Jordan?
Caliber.
Caliber. Spelling for both teams. Give and spell the possessive plural of the word woman. Claire?
WOMEN''S.
That is it. Very good. Current events for both teams. Attorney General Jeff Sessions resigned and was replaced by his chief of staff. Stuart?
Matthew Whitaker.
Matthew Whitaker is what we're looking for. Mathematics, trigonometry. In what quadrant are cosine x and tangent x both negative values? Stuart?
The second.
The second. Nice job. U.S. government, specifically education. The objective of what 2002 law is that every single student, Stuart?
No Child Left Behind Act.
No Child Left Behind. Very good. Music, terminology for both teams. What word beginning with the letter F denotes a musical work that is written in free form or in no specific form? Ian?
Freestyle.
Cannot accept freestyle. Timberwolves, you have a chance to steal this music terminology question. What word beginning with the letter F denotes a musical work that is written in free form or in no specific form? Josette?
Fluid.
It's not fluid. Fantasia. Fantasia. Military history for both teams. American forces were taken surprise by the Germans in the Ardennes Forest in December 14th, or on December 14th, 1944, in an engagement known as what? Ian?
Battle of the Bulge.
Battle of the Bulge. Vocabulary for both teams. The amount asked or paid for the return of, let me start over. The amount asked or paid for the return or release of a person who has been kidnapped. Brian?
Ransom.
Ransom. And that question was keeping me kidnapped. All right, here we go. Science, chemistry. What is the name of the compound FeSO4? John?
Iron sulfate.
Iron sulfate, nice job. Literature for both teams. What are the next two words in this passage from Milton's Paradise Lost? Here we go. Of man's first disobedience and the fruit of that blank blank. Brian?
His labor.
It's not his labor. Southwest, chance to steal this literature question. What are the two next words in this passage from Milton's Paradise Lost? Of man's first disobedience and the fruit of that blank blank. Josette?
Man's labor.
It is not man's labor. Forbidden tree. Forbidden tree. U.S. geography for both teams. How many states border the Great Lakes? Ferris?
3.
There's more than 3. Lancers, you have a chance to steal this U.S. geography question. How many states border the Great Lakes? Charlie?
6.
It is more than 6. 8. 8. U.S. geography. It's hard to see that without having it on a map. All right. Another U.S. geography question for both teams. If Puerto Rico were to become the 51st U.S. state, it would rank 49th in size. Name the 2 states that are smaller in area than Puerto Rico. Ian?
Rhode Island and Delaware.
Those are the 2. American history for both teams. Whom did President Polk send to Mexico in 1845 in an attempt to secure recognition of Texas as an American territory? Ian?
Sam Houston.
It is not Sam Houston. Southwest, you have a chance to steal this American history question. Whom did President Polk send to Mexico in 1845 in an attempt to secure recognition of Texas as an American territory? It's John Slidell. John Slidell. That siren does denote the end of our game, however, and we have a final score of Shawnee Mission East 30 and Blue Valley Southwest 9. Please join us again next time here on Categories as we will continue to bring you the best and brightest minds of students all throughout Johnson County.